Peace and love. Welcome back. Back out here. It's brisk, beautiful. It's my favorite time of year. My birthday's on Wednesday, so what was once a lush forest behind us is now all dead leaves. Today we are talking about the zone, flow, and daydreaming. When I was a kid, I was always getting told about my imagination. You got such a strange imagination, because I was always daydreaming. Do you ever daydream? Do you ever find yourself caught in a moment where you feel like you broke out of this reality for a second and you're staring up at the ceiling tiles, but a whole nother world is coming about in your head? This is what I had going on a lot when I was a kid. And when we look at life, when we look at the life that we all live, it's understood that much of our lives in this world are an illusion. They're illusionary. Even the worlds within worlds, so our relationships, our work, our social interactions, social media. So often when we're having problems in these worlds within worlds, what do? We step back. And when you step back away from whether it's a problem at work, problem with family, whatever it may be, you realize that we often get caught up in the illusionary aspect of this reality. Our perceptions determine how we see the world, and how our perceptions are operating are often based on how we're feeling emotionally, how our body is feeling physically. But when we get the opportunity to step back, or when we stop paying attention just for even 1 minute, and we find ourselves caught up in daydreaming, this is an amazing thing. It really is. Because when we look at life, for example, as an artist, I'm an artist. I create things. I create paintings, I create videos, I create movies. But I've also been an athlete, and an athlete would know this, or a writer would know this, or anybody who does anything creative knows that there's a point in your work when all of a sudden time stops, and reality stops, and all of a sudden there's just a connection between you and the work. This is what could be called flow. This is when you get into the zone. Any athlete knows when you're on the field or when you're on the court and you're going and you're hitting shots, it's like time and space stop. You literally come out of your body, and it's a feeling of ecstasy. But I think that for those of us who are looking to get to the next level, or those of us who want to manifest things in our lives, or even for people who find themselves getting burdened down with the stresses of life, it's so important to take a look at this thing that we call flow, or the zone, or daydreaming. When we're kids, we're told don't daydream. If you're zoned out, that's a lot of times what people will call you if you're daydreaming. Oh, he's zoned out. Is he zoned out, or is he zoned in? Because it's when you actually are able to zone out, or zone in, or daydream, or step back, or get into that flow, that's when miracles happen. That's when the greatest ideas will come to you. That's when sometimes people wake up, is in the zone. And it's so important for us as conscious people to continue to look at that, and to continue to look for that, to break out of the illusion of reality and to get into the zone. And this can be in simple ways. It can just be with meditating. It could just be even in those moments where you find yourself daydreaming. Maybe during the day you're sitting there on the train, or maybe you're at work and you stop, and you're all of a sudden, without even noticing it, your mind is just drifting off. And when the mind drifts off, you realize that anything is possible. And the proof is your imagination. because your imagination will take you to places that you never could have, that when you're consciously paying attention, you never go there. But when you get into the zone, when you let go of this illusion that we live in, that's when you can truly get to the next level. And especially in this day and age where we are constantly being bombarded with worlds within worlds within worlds. For example, you have just your basic life, and within that life you have family. That's a world within your world. Then you have a job or a career. That's a whole nother world. And if you have an intense career like me, where you work in the film industry, or maybe you do something, whatever you do, if it's intense, you can really, really get sucked into that world. And it can be difficult to just let go and let yourself go. And we find the more distractions we have within our own worlds or our family, we got social media. That's a whole nother world. Like, it was just my birthday, and some posts were made to give me a happy birthday shout out, and some of them I missed out, and I'm having to go back and check all this. It's a whole world within a world. People are saying things about me or to me that I don't even know about, because I haven't been able to pay attention to that world while I'm also in this world, and I'm dealing with other worlds. So this is the reality we live in. And the more technology that we have, most people have one of these things either connected to you or around you or with you all the time. This is a world within a world. You can get caught up in your cell phone all day long, and that is a zone too. But it's not that real flow state that we talk about. So what can we do to practice getting into that state of flow or into the zone more? Do you just try and daydream more? Well, that you can meditate, you can daydream, but what I find is helpful is identifying whatever your passion is. Maybe your passion is knitting. And so when you get an opportunity, maybe it's once a week, maybe it's once a day, maybe it's once a month, and you get down and you get your wool out and you start knitting, try letting go. Just completely letting go and surrendering yourself to that activity. Or maybe it's something, whatever it may be. Maybe it's carving, maybe it's even just driving. But whatever your creative activity is, whatever it is that inspires you, embrace surrendering yourself to that activity 100%. And I guarantee you, no matter who you are, you will find yourself in that flow, in that zone. And all of us who create things know what an amazing feeling that is. To get caught in the zone, to get stuck in the flow. Even daydreaming is an amazing feeling. If you're a busy adult, a high functioning person, you got business to take care of, you got this, you got that. When you catch yourself for just a minute, letting go of the moment, it is a beautiful feeling. Absolutely beautiful feeling. And it's where we really realize the infinite possibilities of our lives. It's easy to get discouraged, and it's easy to get sucked into our worlds and forget about our passions, or forget about our visions or dreams. Or maybe you might think, oh, whatever you had dreamed about isn't possible for you. But it's when we let go, it's when we get into the zone that you realize anything is possible. Everything is possible. If you can think it, you can do it. It was understood during like the Renaissance time, the time when the church truly controlled the world. It was understood that art or creation of things were all commissioned through the church, because it was understood that people who have creative ability, people who create things, are practicing alchemy. You're transmuting one thing into another. When we think of just alchemy, people talk about base metal into gold. But the true esoteric alchemy is the transmuting of one thing to another. And when you do art, or when you get creative in whatever your creative field is, it was understood by the people who ran the show, the power of creation, the power that is within us when we truly allow ourselves to create, and how abundant we can be, and how if we can see it, we can do it. And I think if there's anything to take away from this video today, it's just that. Allow yourself to imagine, allow yourself to daydream, let go, allow yourself to flow and be in the zone, baby. So this is what it is. Hope everyone's staying blessed. We're in the fall, we're in the harvest season, a time when we realize the ebb and flow of life. What grows and is luscious it dies, and then it rejuvenates and grows again. So this is what it is for today. Hope everybody's staying blessed. Peace, love, like, subscribe. Until next time, I'm out.